Hi, this is Ryan Donnelly. This is the sellers portion of my website, answering questions that the sellers really should be asking on what when they're thinking of putting their home on the market. The final topic we're going through is how to set the price on a house. Again, there's a few different types of methods on doing it. A few work, a few do not work. The first myth, and possibly the most dangerous, is that you cannot base your value on, if you're in Nassau County, in my Nassau County, the county's assessed value of your home. We do have a great website, mynassauproperty.com. You can check what your taxes are, you can check how many bathrooms you have, this, that, and the other thing. But it does go through assessments of where your house is based at this year, the next year, and the year after. Depending on what town you're in, they can be either grossly overassessed or grossly underassessed. Most of the time, they're grossly overassessed, but that was for this year. Nassau County as a whole has really cut their assessments by almost 20, sometimes 30% on the home's value, because they don't want people grieving their taxes anymore. So if your house was assessed at $800,000 last year, you might be as low as $550,000 this year, or the coming year. Has nothing to do, has no bearing on the value of your home. It's really the county's way of trying to get around in the back door of lowering your assessment but raising your tax rate. So you're still going to be paying the same amount of taxes, but you're being assessed on a lower number, so you can't have an attorney grieve your taxes for you because they're already low. So that's an imperative thing to look out for. When you're listing your home, a lot of people are nervous too about appraisers. Appraisers coming in the door, and this is, I've asked many appraisers, they do not and they cannot look at what your house is assessed at through the county, because they know as well that the county's value has no bearing on a market value for a home. So getting back to actual market value for a home, when you meet with a professional realtor such as myself or somebody in my firm, they're going to come in, they're going to give you a CMA, comparative market analysis. In this analysis, you're going to have between 5 and 15 homes sold, about 5 homes in contract, and probably about 10 homes on the market. As a seller, you have to be, as the old-fashioned saying, which is true, pigs get fed and hogs get slaughtered. And it's completely true. You cannot be greedy on the value of your house. Even if you bought in the peak and you're taking a loss, or if you bought in the 1940s and it's all profit for you. The value of your house has nothing to do with how much you owe a bank, how much you owe on credit cards, or how much you want. It's the value of your house is the value of your house. A buyer's only going to be willing to pay what the market value is set by, and the market value is set by buyers in the market. This is enhanced by having a good realtor market the property very heavily to get multiple buyers in to get the price up, but it's still not going to get you prices that were seen in 2006, 2007, 2008. So when you're looking at it in the CMA, you're going to have homes on the market. That's really just to let you know where your competition is and what other buyers are looking at when they're going to look at your house. Has no bearing on the value of your house. Nothing sold, if something is not in contract or not sold, has no value. It is nothing. It's just a piece of real estate. So the biggest thing you're going to be looking at is the recent sales that have closed. You're trying to get as many of those as possible. If you're a corner or mid-block, depending on your location, you want to get things that are better location, worse location. You want to get a whole diverse mix of it, because you want the whole market for, let's say, a 4-bedroom center hall colonial. Once you have that market and you get the averages for that, you might want $800,000 for your house. However, on the averages, you might see that the average listing price was $789 and the average sales price was $740. Again, that's not saying that you're going to get that, but that's saying that is where that's telling you that the market around you, which is your market, is bearing that number. So anything, you're looking to get that or above. And then it goes into the pricing strategy, where if let's say your average is $740,000 and you still want that wiggle room, but you're hiring a good realtor who's going to spend money and really market the home, then you can feel confident coming on for $799, because if it's marketed properly and it goes out to enough buyers immediately, you might get buyers willing to pay you $750, $760, or even higher. It's all about the strategy, and it's all about not being greedy. If let's say you look at your averages and you have an average of $500,000, and that's what all the homes are selling for, and you say, no, but my home has X, Y, and Z better than those homes. It's not true, because your house is, unless it's brand new construction or it's been completely renovated top to bottom in the last 6 months, it's probably got the same amount of updates and amount of outdates than every other house does. because you're not taking 1 or 2, you're taking 10 or 15. So let's say the average is coming in at 500, and you want to list it at 650. For myself at that point, that would be my end of the conversation, because as a realtor, I have a fiduciary responsibility to you as a seller to list the home at a relatively market value price. I can't, if you wanted to get 650 for your home, I would ethically have to walk out and just let you know that I ethically cannot take a listing for something that it is just not worth, because that is why the market downturn that we suffered was due in part to that kind of a feeling. One neighbor on the block got $1.2 million for their home, and they should have gotten 900, and then everybody on the block felt they had to get $1.2 million, and that's where the price is elevated, and the market and the supply jumped up, and the buyers walked away because nobody was realistic. We've come to a point now where the buyers are realistic and they know exactly what a home is worth, and the sellers are being a little bit more realistic, so there's actual deals happening, and the inventory is becoming more stable. When you look at properties and you look at the offers coming in, if your property is on the market for $799 and you really want $740 or $750, and all the market is bearing you is $730, then that's something that you do not have to say yes to, but that's just something where if you are ready and willing to sell your house and you're reasonable and you know that that's going to, we know that's market value because nobody's coming in higher, then that unfortunately is market value of your house. And that's, we as realtors do not have crystal balls. We cannot say, boom, your house is worth $775. It's just not. We can't do it. What we can do is we can find a relatively fair market value listing price that's going to get you the most offers. And again, when you look at the history of myself, in 2010, which has been a very, not as bad as 2009, but it's been a very walking on eggshells kind of market. I've had multiple properties sell for above asking price. Reason being is they're just aggressively marketed, and you get 3 or 4 buyers who want something, and when 3 or 4 people want something, you get a premium. And to get a premium, you have to go with the realtor who can really perform for you. So thank you very much.